Woman was practicing her scream quietly at her doorstep. She had killed her husband 2 hours ago. Determined to clear her name, she pretended to have just arrived home. As she prepared herself for the dramatic scream, she found the body had mysteriously vanished. Confused and searching frantically, she was astounded to find her murdered husband unharmed, standing behind her. Staring at her husband in disbelief, she was uncertain if she had killed him.
帰ってきたらいきなりガツンと。どうやら泥棒に入られちゃったみたい。
犯人の顔は
覚えてないなぁ。なんか殴られた拍子に記憶が飛んじゃったみたいでさ。
Realizing the memory of killing him was not in his mind, she confirmed it wasn't her imagination. Woman, lying in his arms, briefly thought she must have been too lenient in her actions, allowing him to merely lose his memory. She was ready to make a second move. While man was eating, the wife tightly choked him with a belt. After a dramatic struggle of 77 attempts, man fell silent. This time, she dug a hole and buried him in it. However, upon returning home, she was astonished to hear the sound system blaring music. A familiar figure appeared once again. She ran to the woods and discovered what in the yesterday's hole was gone. Could her husband be immortal? As she pondered this, the woman suddenly noticed a message on her phone. Hello, I am the manager from Future Insurance. Your life insurance claim has been fully paid. It turned out her husband had purchased a policy for eternal cloning. At that moment, woman recalled the vow their wedding day. I am willing to risk everything to protect you and love you with all my life. Feeling guilty, she realized the depth of her husband's love for her. Just then, man returned and she embraced him tightly, vowing to be a better wife. Suddenly, man's phone rang. His smile gradually froze. He angrily questioned his wife. Who is this young man? Before she could explain, consumed by anger, he grabbed her by the throat. He didn't release his grip until her breath ceased. Regret overwhelmed him as he held his lifeless wife. And in despair, he took a small knife and joined her in the afterlife. At the man's funeral, a graceful woman in black approached his portrait. It was his wife. As it turned out, when the woman learned of her husband's purchase for eternal cloning, she promptly bought it for herself as well. The insurance manager informed her if the insured person committed suicide, the policy would not be honored. Knowing her husband's deep suspicions and his habit of hiring private investigators to follow her, she found a struggling actor and staged a scene where they appeared affectionate and enraged her husband to the point of killing her. In this way, woman successfully inherited her husband's vast fortune and embarked on the carefree life of a wealthy widow, living happily ever after.